Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at all three of the Biker Mice from Mars figures from Nacelle? I don't know who that is, but they made these figures, and I was never really big into the Biker Mice. I had like some micro machines of them. That was it. I don't think I watched the show more than maybe once or twice, but I know a lot of you might be interested in these, and they come in at like a $36 price point, so I wanted to review them to see if you guys, or to give you guys enough information to decide if they were worth tracking down. I have started to find them fairly regularly. They are in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. This guy keeps going from in stock to pre-order, but that means there's more coming at least. So if you need to get them after this review, there will be a link in the description below. But we're going to review them all real quick in one video to get this out of the way so you guys can decide if you want to get them. So let's go ahead and get them off the stand and take a closer look. Okay, before we look at the figures, I do want to show you my packages, and they're all the same, basically, other than the name and the accessories and then the photo. So as you would expect, we'll look at all of them. What the heck? Here's Vinnie. This is the little white one, I believe. Yes. And you can see the figures front and center. Good packaging, no real problem there. There's the artwork there, confirming who I thought it was. Like I said, I never really watched it. More artwork there. It's the same artwork on the side. Have to say, artwork looks way cooler than the figures. They're a little lanky compared to this. These guys have a lot of muscle to them. Those guys have a lot less. But still, decent packaging. And then MODO, that's got to be the gray one. Yep. There you go. And I want to note, he's got two-tone robot arm. Dark gray and light gray. Keep that in mind. And then that's what the hand looks like there. So, I think they might have screwed up his arm. I don't know. Alright, let's get that out of the way. And then we have THROTTLE. There you go. How come MODO and THROTTLE both sound like motorcycle names, but then we have VINNIE? Anyway, there you go. Good enough packaging. Let's get these guys out. Alright, question of the day. Did you watch this show? Did you buy any of the original toys? And are you interested in this line? You guys can let me know. Alright, I already told you my story with these guys. I'm kind of interested in them because they're new, interesting things that aren't just more of the exact same old stuff. Alright, so as you can see, they are different sizes. We'll give them each a height measurement so you have an idea. You know what? Let's just put Darwin here first so you have an even better idea. Darwin is about the same height as this guy. Alright, and then Marvel Select Cap. Somewhere in between these other two. So they have some size to them. Okay. This one, the main guy, he was the leader, I believe. Alright, he stands, I'm just going to do the top of his head, not his ears, not his hair, not his little antenna thingies. I'm going to say about 17.25 for scale purposes, that's his height. And that's going to be about 6 3/4. For this guy, again, just the top of the head, 6.5, and 16.5. And then the biggin, he is 19 centimeters to the top of his head. And that's going to put him at about 7.5 inches. So some serious size on this one. These two, this one's Marvel Legend size, this one's big Marvel Legend size. Alright, so the reason I want to do these all at once is because I don't know if these are going to be popular enough to do 3 videos and potentially hurt my YouTube algorithm. But I wanted to review them anyway for you guys, and I like covering things that are a little bit newer, a little bit more interesting, that kind of thing. Aesthetically speaking, for $36, there's a lot going on here. They all have unique sculpts. None of them reuse any parts. I guess these guys might reuse like the elbow joints. I guess it's possible. No, his elbow joints look bigger. Yeah, I don't think they reuse any parts because they're all different sizes, and so that's pretty cool. So you get unique sculpt all the way around. Paint job, there's no detail work like shading and whatnot. I think they could benefit a lot from some shading, but there is a lot of paint on here. It's not the cleanest thing in the world. I'll show you his chest as an example. You can see a little bit of overspray, or whatever you want to call it, down here. This isn't the best looking thing inside, but overall, they're pretty darn good. The faces have some paint on them. It's not the cleanest thing. What's this guy's name? Chunky Monkey? I don't know. They had names. THROTTLE, that's it. His teeth are totally jacked up on mine, but I've seen other people that got good ones. So mine probably is the worst because I have the worst luck. But yeah, there's lots of detail work on these guys. Even the tattoo has, let's get in there tight, extra detail. So yeah, I mean, they look pretty darn good. The biggest gripe I have, honestly, other than his teeth being messed up, which seems to just be random, is this hand is made out of brown plastic, so they had to paint the fingers, and they don't match the rest of the body. The fingers are the wrong color, but just a little bit. So it's not too bad. Like, they look pretty darn good for completely unique sculpts from a company that, as far as I know, doesn't make action figures. Maybe they do, I just don't know who they are, I guess. But yeah, I think these are perfectly adequate from an aesthetic standpoint. I will go 8 out of 10. Nothing super impressive about it, but they are definitely good. The unique sculpt thing is a big deal for me, and they could have easily made them all the same size, but that would have sucked. So I like this. I like this a bunch. Alright, as for accessories, they each come with 3 total heads. The heads you already saw on them in the package, a helmeted head because they are selling the bikes, which are also available at Big Bad Toy Store, link in the description below, for pre-order. And then just an alternate head. So like you get a yelling head for Throttle, a smiling sort of head for Roger. I don't know, what are their names? MODO is the gray one, and then Vinnie has like a happy, excited head. I don't know. You get some options there. So 3 heads total. The bike helmet heads are actually pretty darn cool. And then they each get their own little blaster and a hot dog. Don't ask me why, I don't know. They each get at least 4. Does that guy not get any alternate hands? Nope, I dropped them. They each get 4 hands. Okay, so that's good, 4 extra hands, so 6 hands total. And then they each get some kind of main accessory. Throttle has some kind of sprocket launcher thing, which technically kind of works, but be careful, it might break. MODO gets some kind of big gun thingy. And then Vinnie gets some pinchy thingy and a pry bar type deal. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff for 36 bucks with all new sculpts and a fair amount of paint. 3 heads, including one with transparent visor, and like, that's a lot of junk. So 9 out of 10 for accessories. Is it all the highest quality paint jobs? No, but there are paint jobs. Even the hot dogs, like, they're not the best thing ever, but we can't even get accessories in half our Marvel Legends, so this is perfectly acceptable to me. Now, as far as articulation goes, they all function the same. Even though they have different sculpts, I'm not going to show you each one because they are functionally the same, except for this guy's arm. Now remember, I did tell you I think they screwed up his arm, because this hand and this arm, the arm's not painted accurately, the hand's not painted or sculpted accurately, I guess. Like I said, I don't know, I'm just going on their own image. His arm is a single jointed elbow. It gets about 90 degrees. Certainly nothing impressive, but otherwise they all have the same articulation. Even his shoulder pads don't get in the way of anything. So, alright, we're going to set him aside, and him aside, we're going to use the main guy for the articulation, because he does have the one thing that kind of is an issue, which would be his vest. So let's zoom in here and see. They move around nicely. By the way, his glasses come off. Forgot to mention that. There you go. His eyes are a little googly under there. Don't do that. Just don't do it. Leave the glasses on. They're much better looking. Maybe they won't all be googly. Maybe mine just is extra googly. Why won't that go back on? Come on. Every time you do anything on camera, it's harder and takes longer. That's what she said. So yeah, the heads move around nicely. It's nothing extraordinary. There is no neck articulation, just head to neck, but it's a double ball peg. It's not the best I've ever seen, but it works well enough. Arms, full rotation there, horizontal there, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. It's like basically SH Figure Arts style for the most part. Not the best looking thing in the world by any stretch of the imagination, but decent range. And for you pinless people, they are pinless, so there you go. Ball hinge wrists. I like that they use nice big ball hinges. It doesn't break up the sculpt too much, so that's pretty cool. They have really nice diaphragm joints. This one doesn't lean back as far, probably due to the jacket, but it does lean forward pretty well. And then side to side is good rotation. You have a waist swivel at the belt area, then you get rotation up here too. I guess I'll show you on this one since his jacket's there. Oh, he doesn't lean back that far either. Let's try that again. Maybe, okay, well, I'll show you the different ab crunches. So his leans forward really nicely and side to side, and you get the rotation. Didn't this one of them lean back pretty far? I guess not. Maybe I'm going crazy. So they don't lean back that far, but at least they lean forward, so that's better than what these companies are doing that make them lean back but not forward, I guess. So there's that. The belts are all separate pieces, so they can just move out of the way. For the hips, it's just a ball peg. It looks like the old Toy Biz type of hips, but it's not really. It's just a ball socket, but they do get good range, and I personally still don't mind that stuff. I know everybody's trying to get rid of pins, get rid of joints, make things look like they're not action figures. I don't mind action figures looking like action figures, frankly. Those ball hips are super functional, and these are little mice people with antenna wearing biker clothes. I don't care if they look like action figures. I'm not trying to pretend they're real. I don't need more friends. Alright, so anyway, the hips, They look like that, but they are functional. They go all the way out to the side, almost, like pretty darn close. All right, and you get your thigh swivel in there, full-on thigh swivel, double jointed knee, no problem. Joints could be a little bit tighter, at least in the knees, but they're not bad. You do get your boot swivel. Ankles go all the way back, pretty far forward, and then you get a solid ankle rocker. Yeah, these guys are perfectly good figures. I'm very, very pleased with it. I thought they were going to be kind of crappy junk, and they're not. They're not crappy junk at all. They aren't the best, most expensive, fanciest things on the planet, but they are definitely not crappy junk. For articulation at this price point, you have basically everything you need, nothing extraordinary. I'll go 7.5. You could argue higher, you could argue lower, but I think 7.5 is good. I would lean higher personally because they function pretty darn well. Okay, and now it's time for the final verdict on this line. If you were interested in these guys before the review, I would say get them. If you weren't, then maybe you should reconsider because they're pretty good. I think at $36, these are kind of hard to beat. They could use more shading, higher level of finish quality, I suppose, but brand new sculpts across all three of them, all kinds of accessories with good detail, like for the bike helmets, for instance. Yeah, I'm very, very pleased with this line, and I personally don't care about the biker mice, but they're good enough that I'm considering keeping them rather than just buying them for review. So, I'm going to give them an overall rating of 8.5 out of 10. I think the finish quality could be a little bit nicer, but they do have a nice flat to matte finish all the way around, so that's nice. I just wish the paint was a little cleaner, a little bit of shading here and there, that kind of thing. But yeah, they are definitely good enough for the price point. If you are into the biker mice at all, these are a perfectly acceptable option. That's my take. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, they're available at Big Bad Toy Store, link in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.